This time on Heavy Rescue 401.
It'll be a fun one.
That's a lot of mud.
A hard pull.
She's going.
Goes sideways.
Whoa!
Eric battles a tractor.
You bastard.
And runs out of room.
Never gives me a warm and fuzzy feeling. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, wow.
And a wreck on its roof.
The other way, this way, this way.
I'm trying.
Turns Colin's recovery.
There he goes.
Hold on, Cole. Hold it.
On its head.
That's up.
It's snowing, guys.
Can't see a dang thing.
Hey, she's slippery there.
Spring is due to arrive any day.
Surprise, bro. We got a whopping of snow out of nowhere.
But at the eastern end of the 401, winter is making one last stand.
I don't know what happened. This is what I wanted today.
East of Cornwall, unprepared drivers are falling prey.
I got a vehicle into the right ditch northbound.
The morning has barely started.
Oh, there you go. Truck in the ditch here.
It'll be a fun one.
When Andrew Vink scouts the scene of a severe jackknife near Lancaster.
She's in there pretty good. She'll be quite the tug. This thing is frozen in. Makes any job that much more difficult to deal with.
If he can start the engine, he can try to steer the front wheels toward the road,
See if this thing starts this morning.
making the recovery a much simpler pull.
The wipers were left on and ended up killing the batteries.
Yeah, that's not good.
Without having any power steering, it's almost an unwinnable fight. It's gonna be a team effort to get this thing back on the road.
But a main member of his team, TJ Atchison, has been called to a truck stop 20 miles away.
Hey, Bill, what's on fire over there?
The car on fire.
Somebody's having a bad day.
That's never a good thing to hear at a gas station.
Fire's on scene. Oh, yeah, she's done.
On North America's busiest highway, closure is not an option. Almost 500 miles southwest of Cornwall. Warmer weather has taken hold, and after a foggy morning, the far end of the 401 is moving well.
What's going on now?
But southeast of Windsor,
Backed up like crazy.
Highway 3 isn't moving at all.
Hoorah!
Lead operator Eric Goddard and the coxswain crew are wrestling with a semi.
You ready, eh, Matt? Yeah.
The front suffered heavy damage in a head-on,
Well, she won't pull in high, so I still got a guide on her.
and Eric has been forced to rig to the toe pins, not designed for this kind of stress.
The tractor's pretty much destroyed. Even if the rigging stays together, if what we're pulling on doesn't stay together, you can be looking at an extremely dangerous situation.
Weighing in at 140,000 pounds, loaded with mulch, the semi is fighting back.
Yeah, that's cooling.
Eric's relying on junior rotator op George Dagenet and new hire Matt Charette
That back end just stay in the gravel.
to keep an eye on the heavy back end.
Matt, if it tries to roll at all, you lock him up. We've opted to release the trailer brakes, but if it tries to run away on us, he releases that air line and it'll lock the brakes back up for us.
Everything I teach them is because I've learned the hard way. I want the young guys 25 years from now to say that they've got all their fingers and toes because they were taught properly.
Make sure you don't pinch that airline. The transmission is actually under the axles, so it just won't allow me to steer it where I need it to go. I want to separate them, but I can't separate them until I get the landing gear of the trailer up on the road.
The trailer's got so much weight that if we drop it with one leg in the gravel, the odds are the shoulder won't hold the load. It'll end up rolling over on us.
Is that landing gear getting closer? Come on, you bastard. Getting close now?
Yeah, he's on the white line.
She come off the teeth. Okay.
Flipper the trailer. It's still hop over there.
I mean, if you look right here, here's the shoulder. My foot's on it. So we got all three axles on there. I think we're fine.
Now that we've got the entire tractor and the front landing gear of the trailer onto the roadway, we're going to separate it.
Matt, landing gear, please.
Should the landing gear not hold, there's a good chance that it ends up on its side.
Coming out?
Yep.
I'm on you, George. The trailer okay, George?
Okay, hold on.
Are you nervous?
Yeah. The whole trailer shifted this way.
You work the truck.
This can be a really dangerous situation here.
Okay.
I had him actually switch and work the truck while I spot the trailer. So if I see something going sideways, I can stop him.
Just in case.
I like to put myself in that risk zone as opposed to asking one of our other guys to do it.
I want to make sure it's going to stay on the road. Nice and easy, George. If I'm wrong, this trailer's going to be down in this ditch. Take it out. We're clear. I'll take it from there, George.
It's real nice to see the tractor come out from under the trailer. And we know that it's sitting there stable.
Where's the tire? She's a mess.
The tractor's in extremely bad shape. The axle's partially tore out of it. The back axles are destroyed as well. Pretty much anything can go wrong.
And Eric has no time for any more problems.
If the fog comes back in this afternoon, like they're calling for, and they got all this traffic on the secondary roads, it's just going to be a whole lot bigger problem than this.
There's a big line up here.
Doctor here.
Back at the truck stop in Cornwall,
Is the engine good?
firefighters have put out the fire in the overheated SUV.
We need about another foot.
So TJ needs to load it up fast and join Andrew at the jackknife scene.
You don't want debris flying everywhere, so you just gotta make sure it goes up square, goes back down square.
Hey, watch the metal.
Good. Bring it down, Teach.
Going down. Hold on, Dan.
She's down.
We've already been here long enough. Let's go. Once again, you're rushing out, thinking it's just your everyday truck in the center median, tow hooks, away you go.
Cutting it.
But I show up on scene and
Ooh, that's a good one. Wow.
he hit real hard.
All right, time to rock and roll.
This thing doesn't start, so I recommend hooking up to the rails, pulling it back as TJ is pulling on the drives to get that cab away from that trailer. Herbs on 3.
1, 2, 3. Herbs!
Oh, yeah, mama.
It's been a tough season for Herbs.
Come on. We have senior operators that have left the company.
Whoa!
Are leaving with a crew that's relatively new to heavy recovery this year.
They've had to learn the job
There goes.
in a hurry.
We've had light duties operators become heavy duty operators.
Yeah!
Go.
Hey, they're taking that truck out of the center, but traffic's moving.
Swing the tractor around and bring it right to the road.
Today, there's a brand new addition to the recovery crew.
You want me to go take off what's on the trailer? Okay.
Andrew's younger sister, Jen, has left the office to experience a recovery firsthand.
She wanted to see how these recoveries are done. She's the heart of the dispatch, but to actually see what goes on at these wrecks, that would be a first for her.
I love it. I like being outside. I want to go out on jobs. I want to go out on wrecks so I can understand what they're going through. I can understand what we deal with.
But her safety will be one more concern for Andrew on a job that's already a challenge.
It's not going on. All right, so we'll winch it out the way it is.
The tractor can't steer, so they'll have to wrangle it straight.
It adds resistance and adds complication to the job for sure.
Step one, operator Stefan will pull the rear of the trailer toward the road,
Get her snug, Teej.
while TJ pulls on the back of the tractor.
Okay, let's go. Yeah, you pull, Teej. Have him hold, you pull.
She's going.
That's it. You swing to the front, and we'll swing the front end right out.
Now TJ will re-rig to get the tractor straight and in line.
I'm gonna swoop around, grab the front end with the tow hooks, swing it around, and away we go.
Ça, on va accrocher à la main titre, puis lui, il va le retirer pour
On va
le
le retirer,
brosser.
puis le trailer va me filer en même temps.
I gotta put a bit of pressure on the bumper to get the hook in, or else it won't go in. She's in.
The other side of the bumper is buried in mud, so they'll rig to just one hook.
The angle is allowing us to pull on the toe hook in such a way that he's pulling inwards on the toe hook.
That angle should allow the hook to withstand the force of the pull.
Okay, good. He can pull back and he can swing the front end. Okay, you pull, Teej.
But as the tractor turns, the angle starts to change.
Those tow hooks aren't made for that hard of a side pull, on top of the mud piling up against it. So it's kind of like a plow going in the ditch.
Oh, that's a lot of mud in there.
Not knowing exactly how this thing's gonna react, you can feel the stress and the pressure build up. Tow hook can actually rip your head off.
She's going.
Okay, you pull, Teej.
On the 401 east of Cornwall,
Oh, that's a lot of mud in there. She's going.
Andrew's pull on the tow pin
Ah, snap.
has hit the breaking point.
Tow hook snapped off.
You don't want anybody to get hit by that. That can break a limb, break a leg, you know, you can knock someone out.
It made me jump a little and make me think, what did they do wrong?
They're meant for straight on or lifting, not the side pull, so she gave out, she snapped.
Oh, man. I kind of kicked myself in the butt. Rigging failure should not happen, period.
But it wasn't a total loss.
Yeah, it was all of a gamble, but it worked out for us. Just loop it once, right around the leaf tree. There you go, just like that.
They moved the tractor just enough out of the mud to allow access for rigging to the suspension.
Okay. Okay, start pulling. There's no more saw on the ground, so You're plowing this like you're plowing a farmer's field.
She's going.
Slowly. Right there. She's out, but don't stop the pace. We still need to get off this highway like yesterday. We'll free spool drive ahead, and then we'll just bring both units back on the road. Whoa!
That is awesome.
Hook it up and we're out of here. All right?
Right. For me, it's extremely important to be out on the road and to be able to learn. I wouldn't trade my job, but I do want to understand what's going on the road to be able to do my job better in the office.
I'll do mine and I'll show you what to do.
Okay. That should be good, Tej, actually. You're in.
Awesome. Good job.
Thanks. Being hands-on on the Rex doesn't scare me. It's never scared me. It actually drives me. Here we go. People think I can't do anything because of my size. I might lack muscles. Chains might be a little too heavy at some point, but I'm just as capable as anyone else.
It's been a day of learning for Jen.
You're ready to work weekends now.
And a winter of learning for Herb's revamped crew.
Nice job. Drive safe. I'll see you at the shop.
10-4.
You know, we screwed up and we just got to better ourselves as a team. And we are green. We are going to learn together. And it's part of growing bigger and growing better.
Oh, it's taking so long.
On Highway 3 in Leamington,
I think they have a recovery down there. They got a couple records up there now.
traffic has been backing up for hours.
Throw a strap on there right now and get it done.
And Eric and crew are still working to get their wreck off the road.
Kind of racing against the clock right now to get the road open.
Running south of the 401, Highway 3 connects Windsor and the U.S. border to the agriculture industry around Leamington.
Highway number 3 is an extremely busy route. The longer you keep that highway closed, you're going to have all the secondary roadways start to clutter instantly.
Tightening up yours some.
They've rigged and separated the tractor.
I think we got it now. Yep.
But it needs to go on the flat deck if it can survive the trip.
You wouldn't think there's so much damage on a semi being hit from a pickup truck. But pretty much every axle on the tractor is destroyed.
Hold on! The axle's staying on the ground now.
Okay, let's get you up here and grab a line on it. The axle looks like it's completely free, so we're gonna go ahead and rig it and just pull it right out of there so it's out of the way. You can hook it into there. Come on, you, George. Take it right out.
He's a really good mentor because he knows so much. He's been around for so long. And it's very hard to find a guy like that with that much experience and that much time at a company.
I'll pick this thing up here. I'll put it over here for now. Let the float come through then and back under it. Yep.
Eric will need to rotate the truck to get it in place.
I haven't had remote control in a while, but it appears to be working now.
The remote's been giving us some real problems. It seems to be functioning off and on.
Fire and all.
When you have the remote, you're always standing somewhere that you could be clear if something goes wrong. Something breaks, something snaps, you're gonna be out of the way.
Are you kidding me? And just like that, I don't have a remote again.
And now, I can't get the thing to function at all.
So Eric will have to work right in between the wreck and his rotator.
If I had that remote in my hand, I wouldn't be jeopardizing myself being in here.
This is definitely one of those scenarios where you're gonna put yourself in danger of being crushed. If I let this thing get away from me, or any of the rigging fails, it's an extremely dangerous spot to be in.
Never gives me a warm and fuzzy feeling standing in a place like this. like that, I don't have a remote again.
On Highway 3,
Be nice if my remote would work.
Eric is stuck in the middle of a tough situation.
I'm literally standing against my wrecker with my arm on the actual load, trying to keep it from swinging into my truck, or worse, swinging into me. This is an extremely dangerous spot to be in, and I don't want to be here any longer than I have to.
Only take once to go from hero to zero.
But Eric puts his young crew's safety ahead of his own.
You know, they're all very quick to volunteer, but I wouldn't forgive myself if one of them got hurt.
Just a couple of feet. Done.
With the tractor positioned at the right angle, Eric needs to get it down on the trailer.
Adam! I need you in the float. Let's go. I don't care if that thing hangs off the back of his truck forever. You're okay. You're okay. Yeah, you stand up there where he can see you and don't let him hit my legs. You got him, Brad? Yeah. Now, Matt, the only reason we're under here is because we got the float protecting us, right? Yep. Got it? Yep. Every little bit helps. Okay.
Okay, well, we can get this thing on now.
Once again,
Can you start bringing them very slowly? Okay. Slow!
Eric must put himself right in the middle.
He has the truck hanging off the side of his rotator, and you have Adam backing up the trailer in between there. So one wrong move, the truck could fall on him.
Yeah. Okay.
When I'm standing here like this and I've got a load in the air and I'm waiting on the float, that's the only thing I'm thinking about is what the hell is taking so long?
Got one on the deck. You're okay on that side. Okay. It's low enough.
Yeah, it's a good feeling to have the actual semi down on the float.
Okay, tie her up.
Everything went really well. It's a relief for sure.
We wouldn't want it to roll away. This one's good.
I do everything I can to train the guys. When everything comes together like that, they're one step closer to stepping into my shoes. It's a good sign that things are working the way they're supposed to.
Hey, let's go. We are out of here.
Yeah, there's no opening up the highway there.
Right on.
You got a radio there, westbound? I think there must be an accident there.
90 miles north, just off the 402.
Holy. Oh, damn, that does look like a hell of a ride.
We flipped over.
Unreal.
Wow, look at that.
Gary Vandenheuvel is staring down a wreck on Highway 40. A wreck unlike any job he's faced before.
All right, well, this one's gonna be a good one.
When you get there and you see that, it's like, wow.
That's coming up a bit, so okay, good stuff. I've never seen one like this before. This is unique.
It's perfectly straight, totally wheels up in the air. I know right from the start that this is going to be a challenge.
The semi, fully loaded with produce, lost control on the 402 off-ramp, smashing down on the edge of Highway 40 and slamming over onto its roof.
So we're right off the 402, driving onto the 40. So that's a pretty busy ramp here.
The driver escaped, but all but one lane of Highway 40 and the ramp to the 402 are closed.
The closer up there on the 40, just over the big bridge there. Somebody rolled over, that's why.
But Gary can't proceed until the trailer is empty.
So there's about 60,000 pounds of apples in this one. The roof isn't going to hold if we try to operate it with it fully loaded. So we've got to get this thing offloaded before we can even touch it.
So we got that secure up there. That was good.
Yep.
With a heavy trailer deck overhead, the rotator is providing safety support for the offload crew.
It is going to become top heavy with those tires up top from the load out of it. Yep. So you certainly wouldn't want it to fall over with everybody in there.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
Everything's upside down. Everything is just backwards to what you normally think.
Getting a little tricky. It's getting dark. So trying to make things happen as quick as we can so that we can open up this lane again.
Unreal. Never seen one on its roof before. That's kind of rare.
And Gary needs to come up with a game plan, fast.
I'm studying it, I'm looking at it. What are gonna be the challenges? How am I gonna do this? As an operator, you think you've seen it all. I've been doing recovery now, and I've been in the towing industry for 30 plus years. I've never seen this before.
One more, guys, and that's it.
On Highway 40, just below the 402, the offload is over.
That's the last load of apples and pears. It's out of here. That's the load portion done. Now the fun part.
And when I'm looking at this wreck, it's very confusing. It's upside down, it's backwards, it's just opposite to everything that you're thinking.
You go to the front? Yep. I'm gonna take that tractor off on its own. Yep.
I cannot roll this as one unit. Being upside down like this, it's just too difficult.
Colin will lift and level the tractor so he can slide it away to be uprighted separately.
We'll lift the front end, and hopefully it'll take pressure off that fifth wheel plate, and we can pull that pin. I need some chains. Just for the initial lift, I'm just gonna use these two lines, and we'll lift it with those two. Okay?
When you're on top of this unit, you have to be extremely careful. You really don't know where you're standing. You could twist a foot, you could fall, you could slip. Every step has to be planned.
Okay, start snugging up on red. Good. It's all yours, Colin.
This is a very technical recovery, so I think it's a good learning experience for me, and hopefully it goes well.
Boom up, Cole. Boom it up. Okay, this should start coming down now. Keep going a bit higher. Try and get it right level for me. Okay. Hold on.
Everything is backwards, and your mind keeps playing with you. It keeps turning it back to the way you feel it should be. It's a tough situation to be in.
Swing it this way a bit. No, the other way.
Right's left, left is right, up is down, and down is up. It really flips you right around.
The other way, this way, this way. I'm trying.
Traffic is pretty packed here.
190 miles northeast, the evening rush is crawling through Toronto.
We're never gonna get out of here.
The 401 westbound, there'll be a single vehicle MBC, left lane is blocked.
And on the westbound 401,
Sending a blocker truck.
at Victoria Park,
Are you guys good?
OPP Constable Prash Niranjan has just seen a very close call.
We were here providing a little bit of coverage for a collision ahead. And one of the safest things for us to do is to make sure we have a blocker truck.
A blocker truck acts as a buffer, protecting crews and first responders working on the highway. Tonight, this one did its job.
All I could hear was a big, loud crashing noise. Right away, I knew that somebody had crashed into the back of the crash truck.
And we were fortunate that we had the blocker truck here that took the brunt of it.
We call it a crash system. It's retractable, so when we pull up on scene, we drop the system down. It helps absorb the impact. People don't pay attention, they don't slow down. Even with all our big flashing lights and our arrows, they just don't see us.
Now they need to get the blocker truck and the crew off the highway.
We're gonna try to get the mechanism off the ground, get it all chained up, and try to reopen the highway so we don't have another collision like we had earlier.
But the platform is jammed, damaged in the impact.
It can't be lifted up anymore, so they're gonna try to chain it up, and hopefully they can do it. We'll see.
I need an inch.
The maintenance crew patches the structure together with a bolt and hopes it will hold.
Nice. Awesome. There you go. That's some innovative thinking right there. I think we're ready to open up the highway and make sure we're all out of here safe and sound.
If you feel a vehicle going past you at 100 kilometers an hour, you really do feel that. If people could just slow down, move that one lane over, it makes a big difference for us on the side of the highway. If it's not for him to be there to give us a little bit of protection, our jobs would be even more scarier. So I personally definitely have a lot of respect for the guy.
Crews have cleared.
Rolling through.
Appreciate that.
Let out on green.
Back on Highway 40 in Sarnia.
Colin, let off on green. Off on green.
Colin has leveled out the tractor
There you go.
so they can pull it free.
Okay, we're gonna try and pull that pin, okay? I gotta try and find the fifth wheel pin where I need to pull. Everything's backwards and upside down. It's amazing. This seems pretty simple, but upside down, it's a totally different ballgame. There it is. I found it.
Got it.
You got her?
Got it.
Nice. Okay, Carl. First thing I want you to do is slide this thing. Yep. Slide it this way.
Okay. Every time I run the controls on the rotator, it's a new experience for me. I'm still learning a lot, so everything is pretty nerve-wracking.
Now let's lift on green first and boom up. Okay, let's slide it.
We're off the pin.
We're off that pin. Okay, start booming up a bit, Colin. Hold on, hold it. That trailer's starting to roll on us.
I'm concerned that this trailer may not stay upright as he slides it off. The tractor may actually be holding it upright.
Still hooking on that trailer. See what that trailer wants to do. It might just fall right over on us.
I think the trailer's done moving.
It's done moving? Okay. Yeah, we're up.
Colin's got this tractor free from the trailer, so now we need to set it down and re-rig for the rollover.
Down, down. It's good. Just gotta put another rim sling on the front rim, and hopefully Colin will be able to pick on that, and it'll create a bit of a roll for us.
You're trying to get this rigged, you're trying to understand how it's going to roll, but everything is just backwards. You really have to think this through.
We don't know what it's gonna do here. I don't know if it's gonna swing where I want it to. That cab is separating right now.
The force of the impact has torn the cab loose from its chassis.
Hopefully it stays on.
The cab is held by a couple of bolts that are not meant to take that much stress. So if something breaks, it can swing at you or the truck.
That's a big gap up there. Watch yourself, guys. Whoa. That's a big gap up there. Yep.
Under a ramp to the 402.
Watch yourself, guys.
Gary and Colin are struggling to roll a tractor without tearing it apart.
It's going right into the back of the truck. I just need to get this to pinch. You got it. It's coming over. Here we go. You can let out on everything now. It should just drop. Okay, let's get that truck in there. Let's roll it over. It was a little bit tighter than I wanted it to be to the truck, but we worked around that.
With the tractor stable on its side, they can re-rig to get it back on its wheels.
Gears off. Pull over to that one. 2 lines, pull it over. Hey, you ready? Comes. Go over. Nice, guys. Good job.
Textbook. Once we got it figured out.
Fell over like I thought it would, and hopefully the trailer does the exact same thing.
But the trailer will be a much bigger problem.
Come back here, just wrap around that. Okay, do a quick lift.
They'll lift on a line rigged to the trailer's deck and pull on a strap running under the corner to roll the trailer onto its wall.
We'll just pull on it, it'll fall on its side, and then we can just re-rig and lift it all the way up. Okay.
But it won't behave like any trailer the crew has rigged before.
My weight is going to be all up top as opposed to on the bottom, so you just have to be careful. This is something that you have to think through and understand.
The trailer's center of gravity is completely different than in a normal pull.
I can't predict exactly how it's going to react.
This trailer is definitely top heavy now. It's going to be a bit of an experience getting this thing flipped over.
It's good. Let's lift it up. We'll get the strap underneath. Ready? Yeah, go ahead and lift, Cole. There we go. It's coming up. It's good. Okay. You can get that strap under. You got it. Hold on. Hold on. There. There you go. You got it? Yeah. Right about there. It's perfect. Now Colin's gonna grab on with the rotator and roll it right over. Whoa. Okay.
Colin's going to operate the rotator on this one. I'm going to stand back and just watching how the trailer actually reacts.
A truck upside down is something that's new to even my dad. To put me on the controls, he has a lot of respect and trust in me.
It's neat to see how everything reacts when you have something totally different than you've ever done before. Okay, it's time to finish this. There he goes. Tighten it up. Hold up, Cole. Hold it.
On the edge of Highway 40, Colin's upside-down roll has gone wrong.
I see that swing, I know my son's back there. That's my thought. Where is he? Is he out of the way?
You're all right? Yeah, I'm good.
Really don't care about the truck. I don't care about the trailer itself. But there's nothing wrong with Colin. He's okay.
It was a damn close call.
The bulk of the weight was sitting out past the end of the boom. As the trailer rolled, it shifted to the side, pushing the trailer back right into the rotator.
Our boom angle wasn't right. And when we lifted it, it swung over, way over.
It was a weight, a balance thing. It was a critical mistake. I shouldn't have done it, but I missed it.
And he still has a recovery to finish.
I think we're gonna leave it right there, Carl. Okay.
The weight is now directly under the boom, so Colin can lift where it's sitting, but with one more critical difference.
Do this, because this is what I should have been doing right from the start.
He'll use the remote and take himself well out of the trailer's path.
There's still a job to be done.
Let down on green.
This thing's not done until it's on the road and out of here.
Oh, you are just... I don't know. Keep going. I don't have any more red. Yeah, you got a little more, Cole. Keep going. Now let off on green. It's gonna want to swing a bit on you. Should have her there now. There we go. Nice job, Carl. Thank you. Yep, she's upright. That is a good thing.
But tonight, nobody's celebrating.
Called out a win, but not happy about it. I can't change it. Just got to make sure it doesn't happen again. Strictly my fault. I should have had you on that remote. Yeah, you know, it's all done and over with. And gives you a second to think about it. Got lucky tonight.
As the guy that's leading that recovery, and it's my son, it's pretty hard. This is a hard enough job as it is. To put my son in that situation is tough.
Sometimes a leg saves a life.
As I'm pulling these outriggers back in, I realize, you know, there's the distance right there between life and death. That was our safety zone. That was all we had left.
Anyway, you didn't get hurt. That's the main thing, so let's bring it home. All right. I think my dad's pretty shaken up on that one. Yeah, that was a close one, but I'm still here, so on to the next one.
When you're out on these wrecks, anything can and will happen. The things that you least expect will happen.
All right, let's go home.
This is a very dangerous, risky job. There's no question, and I know that. So as I leave this scene, we're gonna learn from it, and that is the biggest and crucial part to me, that we learn from this.
It's over, Kyler. Have a safe one, buddy.
We don't need to go boom.
On the season finale of Heavy Rescue 401,
wow.
Colin and Gary
Colin, start bringing yours.
head back into danger.
Hold it, whoa!
Give me 45 minutes.
45?
In the heart of the city,
Oh, stop.
push comes to shove.
Okay.
freezing rain, snow, and slush.
And a springtime storm
Get this clear so he can get in here.
freezes Bubba
This is killing us.
in his tracks.
Are you freaking kidding me?